Welcome everyone. Like Jazz had said, please make sure you get your pen and paper out or your digital notepad because we're gonna have we're gonna be dropping some gems. But before we start, just want to give a short introduction. My name is Angela. I'm the founder of Devbutter Digital. I'm joined by my colleague Zach Turner. Say hey, Zach.
Hey,
You're a little blurry, a little blurry. Get a little bit closer to the camera. Yeah. But I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen, and we'll go ahead and get started. All right. If I can get a thumbs up, if everyone can see, or a thumbs up from someone. Okay. Thanks. All right. Cool. Um. So let me get started on here. I don't know what happened. Hold on. Let's redo this here. All right, great, awesome. Yeah, so my name is Angela, and I'm joined by my colleague Zach. We are two of many of a team of freelancers at Devbutter Digital. A little bit about our agency. So we are a freelancer collective. So it's a little bit different than a normal agency. We're just a collective of really smart, really passionate freelancers that love helping out small businesses. We're comprised of developers and designers, and we're rapidly growing and looking forward to possibly helping out other small businesses, maybe some of the people that are on the call today. But that is us in a nutshell of Devbutter Digital. Some of the things that we're going to cover today. Really big thing, load times, and then how you can prepare your site for higher traffic and faster loading times during this holiday season. Second thing we're going to cover is user experience, enhancing the user experience to keep customers coming back. Features that you can add to your site. Mainly, we're going to be focusing on features to reduce cart abandonment and maximize conversions. And then we're also going to go over some common issues that you might have during the holiday season and how you can kind of avoid some of those common holiday-related issues. And last but not least, then we're also going to talk about some SEO updates that you can make to your site to help improve your customer shopping as well as create more conversion onto your site. All right, load times. So I don't know if anyone is familiar with their dashboard, but in Shopify, you do have a built-in, really kind of like a little mini dashboard if you go into your templates, and you'll see these metrics here. So we'll get into a little bit of description of what all of these metrics mean. So this first guy here is your user session. So this is telling you what's the percentage of devices are being used to access your store online. Take note, you'll see your mobile and your desktop, tablet, and others typically, maybe fit or any kind of wearable devices or anything that's not within that screen size of mobile or desktop. But make sure when you're going through some of these improvements, make sure you're kind of taking note of how many users are on mobile, how many users are on desktop. This is actually a screenshot from one of our clients. Most of the sales, especially nowadays, everyone's on the go. Mobile is going to be king for that shopping experience. Next metric is the loading speed. So this measures how fast a web page loads, and the content actually comes visible to a user on your site. So I've searched for your website, or I've clicked on a link. How long does it take for me to actually see all of the elements on the page? Interactivity. So after all of those items have loaded on the page, how soon can I actually physically interact with your site? So clicking on things, maybe typing in something into the search bar, seeing a video. So this is like kind of the second metric after the items have loaded. How long does it take that I'm able to interact with your website? And then visual stability. This one's a little bit of a tricky one, but this one measures how much the page moves while it's loading. If you've seen some clunky websites, I'm sure we all have some bad website experiences where you might see an image and the image above it hasn't loaded yet, and then when that image does load, it pushes that image down. So there's like a lot of jumpy bits and pieces on the site. It can be really jarring, especially on a mobile device or on desktop. You might be looking at something and all of a sudden images pops down. And you're like, what's going on? Perfect example. I love to cook, and I'm sure anybody's ever been on one of those recipe pages, and you're like, oh, I'm reading the recipe, and all of a sudden the recipe goes away because some video popped up. That is a bad example of visual stability. So another thing you'll note on this little dashboard in your Shopify site is that you'll see these blue like good ratings. You want to make sure that those are blue. I think there's also an excellent rating as well. The one you want to avoid is bad. So there's a red one. If you are seeing some red ratings on these metrics, definitely want to look into fixing those or figuring out what needs to get fixed in order to change those from either from red to blue or red to green. All right, so now we start talking about metrics, but when you are having those issues, you're having maybe some of those indicators are red, what can cause some slow load times or issues with your load times? So one major thing, one of the biggest things, large images, product images, landing page images, header images, large unformatted images are a key reason why your site might be loading very slow. Another one is this other media, videos, product videos, any kind of like moving. It's really popular now to have some type of video on the homepage featuring products. Seeing those lifestyle videos, even some of the more intricate like 3D videos and stuff like that. If they're not compressed correctly, they can also drag down your load times. JavaScript. So this one's a little bit more technical, but a lot of the apps that you download to help increase the functionality of your site include some type of JavaScript. And what JavaScript is just controls functionality on your site. So how like pop-ups or how things click and interact with the other things, that's all controlled by a code called JavaScript. And it can be a very large file. And then sometimes if you have a lot of custom JavaScript, it can actually make your site run slow. And another thing, also on the technical side, is style sheets. So style sheets are used to define your fonts, your colors, basically the look and feel of your website. That is also can be a hefty code file. And so if you have a lot of customizations, you might want to look into fixing these as well. So now we're going to get into each one of these buckets, how you can improve on all of these different elements that can cause slow load times. All right, so optimizing images. So we're talking about some of those large images, unoptimized. So when you get raw files, so say you have gone to a professional photographer and they've shot some beautiful images of your products, or you've had some on model product images. When you get them fresh from a photographer, they're going to be these really heavy, high pixelated images. You want to make sure that you're compressing those in a way so they're more web friendly, so they're not taking a long time to load. So what that is called compressing. So taking original raw image file and then compressing it into something. I'm sure you guys heard of JPEGs, PNGs. There's a couple of other web formats as well. So pro tip, if you are trying to optimize your images, there are some Shopify apps that will help you optimize all of your images across your store. So if you want to check out some of these apps, Tiny IMG and Crushbix are some good apps. You can also, when you are working with said photographer, you can also ask them to deliver web compressed images so you can just very quickly add those images to your website. All right, so JavaScript and CSS. So JavaScript and CSS, they can impact the speed, and so just like images, you can also compress these. The form of compression is called minifying the file. Basically, for the technical people, if you want to get more technical, all it is that it's taking out all those extra spaces and returns and that file sets. It's got, if you've ever seen a code file and it's got a bunch of gobbledygook words in there, that's because it's been compressed. So it will help it load faster. The computer can read it, human can't. That's all it really matters, as long as the computer can read it. And then also there's a kind of more advanced tactic for JavaScript called deferring. So you might have a JavaScript that is part of an app that you installed that is specifically for a checkout. So there's no need to load that JavaScript when I'm looking at the product page, right? I'm not in checkout yet. So you can also defer that JavaScript to only load when I hit your checkout page. So pro tip on these kind of tactics on either minifying or deferring the loading of a JavaScript. There are a couple of, here are some other apps that you can take a look at. Minify Me and Speed Booster. They handle the compression and can defer some files that if they don't need to be loaded initially. Do want to have a disclaimer. So Shopify does automatically minify all of its core files. So everything that is a part of your core template is already minified. This would be as if you had a lot of custom JavaScript, a lot of custom designs, a lot of custom apps. You might want to look into minifying those in addition to the automatically minified items that come with Shopify. All right. All right, so now we've gone over kind of some items with optimization of images in JavaScript. Let's now get into user experience. So some key ways to improve your user experience. One huge one, we've already talked about this, is mobile optimization. So ensuring your Shopify store is fully optimized and looks great on mobile phones, because as we already seen, and I'm sure all of us know, a lot of traffic comes through mobile while people are shopping online. Simplified navigation and search, so making sure that your products are categorized correctly, as well as there's a good navigation in enabling them to be able to find your products easily. And then we'll also talk about personalization. So you want to create a shopping experience where your customer feels special, right? So we'll talk a little bit about how we can add some personalization to some of your marketing. So mobile optimization. So as we all know, making sure that your website looks great both on desktop and mobile, and also even on tablet, is extremely important. So one way that you can test to make sure that your site looks good on all of these different platforms, there is some tools out there. So Google actually has a tester called Mobile Friendly Test. There's also another really great tool. A lot of people in the industry use it, called Browser Stack. What's really great about Browser Stack is that you give the URL to your website, it will actually load it into all sorts of different browsers, screen sizes, even different versions of different browsers. So you can actually see a screenshot of your website on mobile, tablet, you know, on a Mac, on a PC. So you can actually make sure that the pages are loading correctly, and it looks the way that you want it to look, because you're going to, of course, have users that are using all sorts of different types of devices. Also, too, you want to think of what we call a mobile first outlook. So when you are designing or making changes, you want to make sure that it looks good on mobile first, and then you can look at it at desktop. So a lot of times people refer to that concept as mobile first. So one thing that you can think of is adding larger buttons for easier navigation, because sometimes those cute little buttons on desktop they look great, but when you get to mobile, they're itty bitty, and your finger is not able to touch it. And one of my biggest pet peeves, especially from the UI UX design, is they'll always have the delete button next to like the create button, and the buttons are this small, and you might accidentally hit that delete button because it's so small and your thumb is so big, right? So we want to think of some of those things as you're adding new functionality to your site for holiday. Also want to think about simplifying some of your forms, less fields, less drop downs, those sort of things, just so it can be a lot more mobile friendly. And then also check out, like, we'll talk about testing and check out a little bit later, but make sure that you're checking out on mobile devices to see how pop-ups look on the mobile, how some of your maybe your offers are showing up. I was just talking to Jazz earlier of, like, my biggest thing is I was one on testing or looking at a site, and they had a promotion pop up, and I'm in the middle of checkout, and the promotion pop up was blocking the submit button. So I couldn't actually submit my order because the pop up was blocking it. So you want to make sure you're testing all of those things, and making sure that it's completely mobile friendly. All right. So navigation and search. So this can be a difficult subject, especially for someone who, if you're not familiar with good UI UX. Um, the thing that I can give as a good example or a good rule of thumb, you want to think in a hierarchy mindset when you're trying to build your navigation or your categories. So, hierarchy would be your largest subject and then breaking it down into smaller subjects. So, perfect example, women's clothing is the level one subject or level one of your hierarchy. So, what can that be broken down into? So, women's clothing. All right, so now we've got t-shirts, or maybe even tops, bottoms, and shoes and accessories, right? So that's the next tier underneath that first tier hierarchy. So now we can take that second tier and break that down even more. So within the top section, we can say blouses, t-shirts, bras, all those sort of things. And so those are subcategories, a third level subcategory. So when you're building your navigation, you want to think of that, because that is how people shop. That is the psychology behind how people shop. So if I know that I'm looking for women's shoes, I'm not going to go over and look into the men's section, right? I'm not going to find it there. So make sure that your product categories and collections are easy to understand and easy to navigate to. And then simplify your navigations. Don't have all of these extra. I saw one person, young lady, had a boutique, and she had all these really fun names for her categories, right? So fierce, this, and all chic this, and I'm like, okay, that's great, all chic. all the time is a category, but what's in there? Is that shoes? Is that tops? I don't know. So as a shopper, I'm completely confused. So you want to simplify it as much as you want to be fun. Navigation is probably the least area where you want to be fun at, right? Because you want people to be able to find those things. So once you build a good navigation, a good search is a fast follow, right? So now I've built these really great categories, and now when a customer comes in and searches for women's tops, it's an automatic. I'm going to the women tops category. There's not going to be a cross search between different categories, and I'm going to be able to pull up a page that has the products and get those products in front of your customer to be able to purchase. Once they do come onto what we call the product grid, so when you search and you get all of the list of all of your different products, that's what we call the product grid. You'll also have the ability to add filters. So there are built-in filters to most templates within Shopify. So one of those filters are like, for example, if you're doing clothing, um, I can filter by size, I can filter by color. If you have maybe pricing. So making sure that you have a lot of filters to give your customer options to find exactly what they want and as quickly as they want. All right, moving on. All right, so personalized shopping experience. So I'm sure a lot of you have gone to other sites as well as you might have also have experience with what they call the GDPR, or what is the ability to accept cookies on when you initially come to a Shopify website. So it is a requirement now, especially for a lot of states in the U.S. Um, to let people know that cookies are being stored and that there is data being gathered. But what does that get? What is that data, right? And how can you as a Shopify shop owner use that data? And this is how you can do it. So using that data to create personalized experiences for your customers. So that the cookie information that it's being gathered, what's really being gathered. So it's gathering how people are browsing on your website. It's gathering what purchases they've made on your website. Um, Also making some guesses on items that have been purchased together. So looking at carts and say, oh, well, a lot of people, they love buying this shoe and they also love the matching socks with it, right? So now it's collecting all of this data on how customers interact with your website. So how can you use that data to your advantage? So the biggest way you can use that information is creating personalized product recommendations. So there's a couple of apps that will take that collected data and then kind of use some a little bit of AI there to create product suggestions based off of your product catalog. So definitely check out LimeSpot and Bold Upsell. Both of those will help with creating product suggestions that you can either put on product pages or on the checkout to kind of upsell products based off of this data that has been collected on customers that have used your site. Another great way too is taking some of your that customer data and then turning that into segmented email lists. So you can now create personalized email campaigns based off of your customer selling preferences. So if you have a lot of customers that love buying a particular category, maybe create a personalized email that says, "Hey, we know that you love XYZ. We've got this, complementary product that you might love." So all of that data is already stored in Shopify. You just gotta grab it and use it. All right. So we're done with personalization. Now let's talk about some more features about that's going to help reduce your cart abandonment. So a couple of features to reduce cart abandonment. First thing would be discount offers. Second would be automated cart emails, multiple payment options, and free shipping. All right, so now let's get into each one of these a little bit deeper. So discount offers, there's a whole bunch of different ways to offer discount offers. One that I'm pointing out here is called an exit intent pop-up. I'm sure you've seen this. You kind of you're looking at a website and you put your cursor a little bit close to where the tabs are because you wanted to go look at that other tab, or you maybe want to close out of the website and there's a, hey, don't go, wait, I'll give you 15% if you check out. So those are some options. You can give people discounts to give them an incentive to maybe check out products that they've already viewed. So a couple of apps that do these exit intent pop-ups, Privy and Justino, and they're really easy to customize. So you can tell, say how you want this pop-up to interact with your users, and then the amount of discounts that you want to give to them if you're trying to reel them back in to finish that purchase. Sure, a lot of you have heard about or are already using abandoned cart emails. If you're not, you must. This is how most large retailers get their customers to come back and check out. I'm an avid online shopper, and I can't tell you the amount of emails I get. I'm like, I thought you liked this. Why don't you come back and check it out, right? And so going back to that cookie data that we were talking about before, this is a great way to utilize that data. So now we see that they have an actual product in their cart. We have their email. Now we're going to send them an email to either come and retrieve their abandoned cart. And also an option to that is you can actually add a discount to that abandoned cart email as well. Shopify has an abandoned cart recovery feature. In my opinion, the emails that you can create in that are very plain. They don't look that great. So if you want to do some really beautiful, more robust emails, do suggest using in combination with that functionality, using like a Klaviyo or a MailChimp to build a little bit more prettier emails, abandoned cart emails. All right, so multiple payment options. Probably in the last, I would say 3 or 4 years, the amount of payment options right now for e-commerce is crazy. But it is really useful because everyone likes to shop in their own way. So having something outside of the box credit card payment is ideal for customers, especially if they're on the go, they're on a mobile. I was telling an example of, I know for myself, I really hate it when I'm all snuggled in bed, ready to go to bed. I might be doing some online shopping and I go to check out and they're like, you need your credit card. And I'm like, yeah, that's in the kitchen downstairs. I'm definitely not going to go downstairs. I'm comfy. So if they have a PayPal, they have an Apple Pay where I can already get that's already installed on my phone. It is a huge incentive for me to go ahead and finish that purchase because I don't have to get up from my cozy bed. So some of the different functionalities that you can add on to the out-of-the-box shopping, PayPal, Apple Pay, Google Pay. I think that's actually fairly recent. The Buy Now, Pay Later. So if you're not familiar with Buy Now, Pay Later, PayPal has a version of it, but now Shopify also has a version of that as well. It's kind of like a small loan kind of program sort of thing. And they're very similar to like Klarna or Afterpay, where you can pay in installments, which is also a really great incentive, especially if you have higher priced products. Really helps with the conversion, because now a customer can say, well, I can't afford this $400 handbag, but I can pay in installments, and that makes it a lot more affordable for me. All right, so free shipping thresholds. So I don't always suggest this as a tactic, but I think free shipping thresholds is a good idea, especially if you're trying to get people to buy more product. So out of the box free shipping, you're gonna say, hey, if you just buy this one thing, you can get free shipping. What a threshold is you're saying if you buy so many units of a particular product or so many a dollar amount, then you get that free shipping. So not only does that help to try to boost conversion, but it also boosts the quantity in your conversion. So a real life example of a free shipping threshold. So if you have free shipping for offers starts at $50 and a customer has $40 worth of product, they're more likely to add that extra product so they can get to that $50, right? So great, great vendor that does this. I'm sure all you ladies know Bed Bath and Beyond or Bath and Body Works. I come in there for one thing of lotion, but they're like, if you buy three, and I'm like, well, that is a really good deal. I will buy three. And then I'm in the store and I'm like, I didn't need three lotions, but they got you because you wanted to get that discount. So we can see as a real life example, this does work. All right. So here are some common issues to avoid when you're coming into the holiday season. So to avoid any kind of website issues, we're going to talk about testing. The next one we'll talk about is preparing for customer service inquiries and then monitoring site performance. So one of the things that we do here at Devbutter when we are launching a new product or launching a new site, we do what we call a QA. So that's quality assurance. It's the last phase right before we launch a product. And what that is someone coming in and testing the heck out of that website, making sure that everything's working, everything looks correctly, and you as a business owner should also be involved in this as well. So you should know your website backwards and forwards. So one of my biggest tips that I give to people when they're testing, you need to put that customer hat on and pretend like you're a customer and test your website like you're a customer. So go through, try to search for a particular product, check out. If you're not aware already, there is a test checkout option. So if you are testing, you're like, hey, I don't want to actually purchase something, but I want to know what the experience is. You can switch your website over to a test mode, and there's some test credit cards. If you go out to Shopify's documentation, and I'll be sure to provide the link to this. There's test credit cards that you can use. They're not real credit cards, but they will simulate a testing or a purchase in your checkout. So you can actually see what the whole checkout process looks like without actually purchasing it. Another way too, if you don't want to turn that off because that will stop your sales, you can make a purchase and then go back and cancel that order right after you make it. Because most of the time you probably are fulfilling the order yourself anyway. So you can go ahead and make your own purchase and come back and cancel the order. Also, that's also a great way to see that process. If you do need to cancel orders, you can make sure that process is correct as well. Oh, and big tip on this as well. So when you are testing, don't forget to test across those multiple devices. So maybe doing a test on a mobile device and a test on a desktop device. And in addition to that, make sure that if you're adding new features to your website, to also go through that testing process again, just to make sure that nothing else is broken. So this is a huge thing that a lot of people overlook or forget. So during the increased traffic to your website and increased purchases to your website, there could be possibly increased need for customer service. So some of the things that would be can be a little bit taxing on a business owners would be returns. If you do have a return policy, um, people asking about their order status, or even just asking general like information about your product. So some great ways to kind of fuel some of that communication instead if you don't want people contacting you directly for a lot of these questions would be to use an AI chatbot. So Tito and Gorgeous are some really highly used AI chatbots. And how these chatbots operate is that when you first load these onto your site, you're going to be putting in some canned answers and telling it what to do when someone asks a particular question. So a typical canned response would be someone says, "Where's my order?" So the AI bot will say, okay, I'm going to go check your order statuses of all your orders and give this person the data that they need or the information they need on the status of their order. So great way to kind of fuel some of that communication that doesn't need to be directly directed to you. The chatbot can handle some of those things. And in addition to shipping policies and return policies, a little bit aside from this, but if you don't already have your shipping and return policies listed on your website, you need them up right now because you want to make sure that you have those posted in the event there is an issue so you won't get any type of legal issues. I'm not a lawyer, but you should seek out seek out expertise from a lawyer on those policies and make sure that they're clearly posted in multiple locations on your website. So yeah, that's it for customer service inquiries. We'll continue on to the next section. All right, so monitoring site performance. If you have not taken a look in your dashboard for Shopify, there is an analytics tab. I know a lot of, just from speaking to a lot of clients, they avoid this tab at all costs, but it's a very insightful tab, especially if you know what you're looking for. So you want to make sure that you're taking a look at that tab every once in a while just to make sure that your Shopify site is up. There are some other tools that you can add on to if that tool is not enough for you. So Google Analytics I think is a must for even if you have the Shopify Analytics. Google Analytics is a great addition. The detail to the information on understanding how people are shopping on your website, as well as just the health of your website. Pingdom and Uptime Robot are some other tools that you can add on to your site. And a lot of these too will give you real-time performance emails, or even you can do alerts if there are outages or there's something wrong with your site, which especially during the holiday time, any kind of outage would be detrimental to you making your holiday money. So you want to make sure you're setting up some types of alerts to make sure that your site is up and running at all times. All right. So I've yammered on for long enough. I'm now gonna pass the buck over to Zach, and he's going to cover how you can improve your site with SEO for the holidays.
Yep. Yeah, so my name is Zach Turner. I'm a full stack developer. I'll go ahead and drive us on home. So yeah, this is SEO. What SEO is search engine optimization. Basically what that is how you rank on Google when people search for specific terms and keywords on Google. When you're like searching say for like socks or something, those pages that come up on the first page are pages that are basically optimized well for search engines. So I'll show you how to basically optimize your search engine optimization. So to get started, we'll do some holiday specific keywords, holiday theme pages, or these are things we'll go over. Holiday specific keywords, holiday theme pages, enhancing your product descriptions and updating updating metadata. So as the holiday season approaches, updating your SEO strategy to include holiday specific keywords is crucial to driving organic traffic. Like I was saying, organic traffic is basically when people search for specific keywords and end up on your page. So starting keyword research, and I'm actually here's a link so you can play around with some of these free tools for keyword research. I've used Google Keyword Planner, and then I've also used SEMrush. SEMrush is not free. Some of those on there have payment plans, but you like have a free trial. There's another one on there. What is it called? Once free keyword research tool is completely free. It can kind of get you started. But basically what you want to do on there is go and search for like say shoes or socks again. Say you would want to search like wool socks, and it'll actually show you how many people are searching for wool socks, or you could say wool socks. I'm in Atlanta, so wool socks in Atlanta. And you can see how many people are searching for those terms, and then it'll actually give you suggestions to make your search terms better. So what you want to do with those search terms is actually inject those into your website. What I recommend to a lot of my clients, for this keyword research is actually to start a blog. A blog is a great way to get keywords all around your website, or just inject a bunch of different keywords and see what fits and what doesn't. But yeah, let me keep going. So starting keyword research to identify trending terms and phrases that shoppers are using to search for holiday products such as Christmas gifts, Black Friday sales, or New Year's Eve outfits. So like I was saying, like people might be searching Black Friday sales for PS4s or some or PS5s. I'm bugging. But you want to incorporate those keywords naturally into your product titles, descriptions, and metadata. So what Shopify does when you see those the SEO, it'll have the box that says SEO. You can actually put your keywords into that. Uh, you can put your product description, but then also see where you can add those keywords that people are searching for. So by aligning your content with what customers are actively searching for during the holidays, you increase your chances of ranking higher in Google search engine results, and it attracts more potential buyers to your site. Also, a pro tip, consider using long tail keywords that reflect specific customer intent, such as best gifts for tech lovers or holiday sales on women's clothes. All right. So you want to create holiday themed content. So developing holiday themed content is an effective way to enhance your SEO and attract more visitors to your Shopify store. This type of content not only provides value to your audience, but also helps you rank higher for holiday related keywords. Incorporating engaging visuals and videos and user generated content can also enhance the appeal of your posts. Share your holiday content on social media platforms to increase visibility and encourage sharing, which can also lead to more backlinks. And what backlinks are basically links to your website on like different sites or platforms like social media, Facebook, and everything like that. So you want to have as many backlinks to your website as possible. So that's why a lot of people. That's why social media marketing is a big thing. You want to have links to your website, and another thing blogs do, you'll have links to specific products, which is another backlink to that specific web page. But by producing high quality holiday centric content, you can position your store as a go-to resource for holiday shopping, driving both traffic and conversions. And here's a pro tip: consider like I was saying, writing blog posts to create guides that resonate with holiday shopping experiences, such as top 5 holiday gift ideas or how to choose the perfect present for everyone on your shopping list. All right. So enhance your product descriptions with holiday search terms. So updating your product descriptions to include holiday related search terms is essential for maximizing your visibility during the holiday season. This means going beyond basic descriptions and incorporating phrases that highlight the seasonal relevance of your products, such as perfect for holiday parties or great stocking stuffers. Using engaging language that appeals to holiday shoppers while maintaining a focus on important keywords. By making your product descriptions not only informative, but also optimized for holiday searches, you'll improve your chances of attracting traffic from search engines and converting visitors into buyers. And another tip, you you can use you can also include information about special promotions or limited time offers within your descriptions, which can create a sense of urgency and encourage quick purchasing decisions. All right. And so updating your metadata and alt text for seasonal relevance. So what alt text is, you'll see it when you add your photos. It's basically alternate text when a photo is like broken or something like that. It's basically a description. Oh, and it also is for accessibility. So when people use like screen readers and things like that, it actually reads out what you guys type in there. So you don't want to just type girl wearing our shirt. You want to actually inject your keywords into your alt text. So I'm keep using socks. I don't know why, but say you have some nice wool socks. You want to say um inject the keywords that people are searching for. So holiday wool socks or something like that. I'm just throwing random stuff out there. But yeah, you want to inject the keywords you actually did research. And also another thing, Google Keyword Planner, you can like create campaigns and things like that. So you want to actually use the keywords you used in your campaign in the alt text and metadata. I'll get into what metadata and everything like that is as well. But you want to use that as well. And you can actually see how your keywords and how your SEO is performing with that campaign planner. But basically optimizing your metadata. Oh, and metadata is basically data about the specific web page. So when you search on Google and you see the page title and like the page description on Google, that's actually what you see when you're on Shopify, and it's the box that says SEO. So in that SEO box, you'll want to inject your keywords into the description, and that when people search or when people add a link to that specific product or page, um, what will happen is the description and everything will actually be included into that link as an excerpt. So yeah, it actually helps a lot. But so optimizing your metadata and alt text with holiday specific keywords can significantly improve your Shopify store's visibility during the festive season. Begin by updating your page titles, meta descriptions, and URL slugs. Oh yeah, your URL slugs are important too. That can also you can put nice wool socks as your URL description, and it actually helps when people search. So to reflect holiday themes, incorporating relevant keywords that potential customers might use when searching for gifts or deals. Additionally, don't forget to optimize the alt text for your images by describing the visuals while including keywords such as holiday gift or Christmas outfit. This not only enhances your SEO but improves accessibility for users with visual impairments. And like I was saying, accessibility and if web performance also increases your SEO, which helps you rank higher in Google. And I forgot to say in the beginning, when you rank higher in Google, it helps because I know like you guys are probably like me when you search for something, you don't go 5 pages deep to find the product or whatever you're looking for. You typically um, click on the first couple links. If the first link doesn't have what you're looking for, you might not go past link 4 without trying to search for something else. So you want to be top 3 or 4 with all those keywords that you want to focus on. So a real life example for this would be a product titled men's wool scarf can be optimized as warm men's wool scarf, perfect holiday gift. All right.
All right. Well, thanks, Zach, for all of your SEO insight. That is it for our presentation. We will now move over into the QA or what the QA, the questions. Sorry, question and answer segment. Before we jump into answering questions. If you have any additional questions after this, I know sometimes this is a lot of information. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us at info@Devbutter Digital. Also, just want to give a promo code for everyone that is on the call for today. We do offer we offer site review sessions. So a lot of the information that we covered today, we can actually review your website, give you analytics on your site, and give you some pointers on things that you can improve on your site. Just for everyone that is on this call, we're giving a promo. The promo code is ecom50. Those site reviews are $50, so I give 50% off, so $25 to do a initial site review with us, and it's really extensive. We'll give you an actual printout of everything that we assess your website, and then you'll have a 30-minute meeting with myself, and we'll go over items that you can improve on for your website. So in addition to that, we also do any kind of services that if you need help with some of the items that we talked about today, where you're just and totally understand, like you're like, this is great, but I don't have time to do this. We can do those for you. So feel free to reach out, and as well as you can schedule a consultation with us on our website. So I will turn it over to Jazz for questions.
Jazz, I actually have the questions pulled up if you want me to go through them.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Well, let's open it up first to the folks that are live, and then if we'll see if anyone has any questions, and then we do have a few questions locked and loaded that Downey will ask. If not, so does anyone have any question that they'd like to ask live? You can come off mute if you'd like. You could also put it in the chat if you prefer. All right. Well, we'll let you guys warm up. We'll go ahead and we'll ask the first question. Donnie, all you.
Yeah, and they might be shy because some of these questions came from folks who are in here, and I forgive me in advance if I am pronouncing your name wrong. But Latika asked that they said that they're considering changing the theme of their Shopify website for optimal sales.
Yes, this is a great idea, actually. If you have had your Shopify site for a while, you might be familiar. There are some version changes, updates that have happened within the last year or so. So there is a Shopify 1.0. So those, I think if it's like 5 or 10 years, those templates are outdated. And that means that some of the plugins that you might want to add to your site might not be compatible with those versions. So I do highly suggest converting to the latest and greatest of the Shopify templates. Another reason that Shopify updates to your templates are really great is to give your site a new look and feel. We recently did this with a customer. I'll give her a little shout out, Morgan Taylor Scrubs. She had an original template, started off doing it on her own, and chose one of kind of the free templates. There are some really, really great like paid templates. Just putting that initial investment in some of those templates will have a drastic change in the look and feel of your site and elevate your brand and elevate your product. And so I highly suggest, making those changes to either draw in different types of customers or just to give additional functionality to your site, because a lot of those templates also will have additional features. Some of the things that we're talking about today, some of like the filters, some other features like quick shop. So, you don't have to go all the way into that page. You can just shop from the grid. A lot of those additional functionalities are included in some of these more robust templates.
Thank you so much for answering my question, and thank you everybody for presenting. I took a lot of notes. I'm hoping to replay because I didn't catch everything. But is this a service that you are offering? I guess devbutterdigital.com.
Yes. We have done this for several customers where we have updated templates for them, did some redesigns, or just modified their existing templates to have better performance. So that is a service we do provide.
Okay, so now, hold on, let me see. I can't see offering 50% off site. Hold on, let me move my site review sections.
Yep.
So is this a service that you offer? Because where I'm at is I've had a Shopify, but I've gone through 3 different manufacturers. So I'm gonna have to redo everything for my is this a service that you offer to create a Shopify website, or can you give a little bit?
You're going in and out.
I'm sorry, exactly what your services that you're offering besides website review. Do you set up the Shopify website, or what does your company do?
Yeah. We can do from nuts to bolts, as they will say. We can create a new website for you. We can help maintain your existing website. So if you're looking to just start from scratch and get all of your designs, our process is that we do design, and then we also develop as well as deliver the website. So we'll provide all of those in our services if you're looking to start from scratch. Or if you're doing something what we would call the migration, so you might have an existing site and you're just like, hey, I just need to refactor everything, we can also do that as well.
Okay, so yes, I have an existing website. So are you going to recommend any of the Shopify templates? Because there's many that are free, and then there's some that you pay for.
Yeah, my best suggestion would be to go out to our website, devbutterdigital.com. You'll see at the top right, there's a schedule a consultation button. Go ahead and click on that. It will schedule a 30-minute call with me, and then we can go over everything that you'll need, and then I'll walk you through that process of what we can offer for you to get your new website up and running.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Perfect. Thank you for that. I think this question is a good one too. It came from Terrence. Fulfillment deals. Do we drop prices and raise shipping, or offer free shipping and bundle products together?
Ooh, good question. So it's always a hard gambit to figure out where to make those adjustments for discounts. But you want to look at, you probably won't have time to do what we call A/B testing. So you want to look at what things you think your customer is going to really push them over the edge to make that purchase. Shipping discounts, I feel, are always really difficult because you can't adjust that. You're going to know no matter what, you're going to eat that cost, right? So I always suggest to steer away from shipping discounts if you can, or if you can figure out a way to lower your shipping costs. But mostly your discounts are going to be on, either like the product level side or the order level side, and shipping discounts. For if you're a small guy, shipping discounts are going to hurt. If you're a bigger guy and you have more higher sales or more orders, those shipping discounts can be a little bit more easier to do. Hopefully that answers your question, Terrence.
I think that was good. It helped me. I again apologize for the name. I don't think they're here anymore, but I think it's a good question. Shiretha asks, what are some tactics for holiday prep when you're starting late?
You're starting late. Well, I mean, there's a lot of things that you can do. I think the biggest thing is to tap into your existing customer base. So starting out with some marketing emails will be big, and creating some of those landing or those holiday specific pages can be really helpful, because most people they're waiting for Black Friday, right? So they're not doing a lot of shopping before Black Friday. So you have a little bit of wiggle room there. That shopping is commencing on Black Friday. So if you can do something right before then, so putting together some email marketing for some sales, maybe putting together a promo code is really easy to quickly put together. So 50% off, 25% off, 30% off promo code, and then send out an email. That's a really quick marketing campaign that you can push out really quickly. And then building a maybe just like a bestsellers or holiday sellers page that can also be quickly created, just to help us procrastinators. And I'm not judging, because I am in that boat all the time. Oh, Danny, you're on mute.
Not me just yapping. This question is from Quinny, who I think, they're still here. What are some strategies? And I know this is kind of like a long question, but what are some good strategies to get people to your online store?
Those SEO tips that Zach were talking about, that's going to be key. Organic search is going to be key, as well as social media is going to be key. If you have the budget to do some small like Facebook or Instagram campaigns, as little as $5 or $10 a day will increase your visibility to people outside of your like your inner circle or your followers, right? Perfect example, same customer, Morgan Taylor Scrubs. I was like, you should just do a $5 a day. And she was like, no, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to go big. And so she just put a really easy campaign out there. I think she did like a $5 a day, and she saw a huge uplift, and she was like, okay, now you're right. I see what you're saying. So if you could put and it doesn't have to be super hard. Just creating a post on Instagram. And then when you create your post underneath your business profile, you'll see after you post it, there's a little button there that says boost. So if you click that boost button, it's going to take that post, and it's going to turn it into a campaign, a marketing campaign. You could tell it how many times you want it to, who you want it to show it to, and then you can set your budget. And like I said, with Facebook and Instagram, you can set your budget as low as $5 a day. You can maybe do a campaign for 1 week, 2 weeks, for the month. And that is going to be beneficial to get you, one, more views to your website, and two, more visibility with customers with your products.
Also, Google ads and Facebook ads. You might want to spend some money on Google ads and Facebook ads, and then as well as existing customers, like she was saying earlier, do the email marketing. Email marketing is pretty great.
Yeah.
Oh, Spotify ads too. I forgot. You can get some Spotify ads going as well.
Yeah, Spotify ads are great too. I also recently saw that Prime now, if you're selling on Amazon, you can also pay for ads with them as well.
And I'll just do a shameless plug for our team at Ecomspaces. We also understand and value the use of ads, but we also recommend, to Angela's point, that you definitely understand your target audience before you start using them. For those of you who are here, if you notice, Angela said you have to be able to select who will be able to see your ads, and you want to make sure that your dollars are used properly by selecting the right people. It's not good to do a overall just every age group, every city, every person. You have to know your audience. So that's something that our team at Ecomspaces can support you with as well if you're not sure that you know your audience very well, or if you need some support doing that before you take the leap into the ads. That's a great flag, Angela.
Very, very important information to have. Know your people. Know who you're selling to.
All right. I know we're getting close to time here. I think we'll have time for maybe one or two more questions. So someone's question was, can you talk a little bit about connecting your Shopify to Amazon before the holiday season, if you guys have any recommendations around that?
Yeah. So if you have seen when you create a product, there's a little pane on the left-hand side that says channels. We're not talking about TV channels, we're talking about sales channels. So in your settings, and I'll write this down, I'll provide the link to the Shopify documentation for it. What you want to do is add channels to your shop. There are, if you do search on it, there are tons of channels that you can add to your kind of your core Shopify product catalog. Some channels some of my customers use is Walmart, Amazon. They also have a shop app that Shopify actually manages. And so what you do is when you set up all of these channels, you're saying, hey, I want you to take my core catalog and syndicate it out to all of these other platforms, Amazon, Walmart, any of these platforms. There is a huge list of ones that you can choose to add on as a channel. So when you create a new product, it's going to ask you, okay, so you want to publish this product so it's live on your site, but do you want to also publish it to these other channels? So once you set up all of these additional channels, when you create a new product, it will also push it out to all of those channels. So if you are looking to add additional channels in addition to your website, please be sure to take a look on how to set up sales channels in Shopify.
I see a question in the chat by Eli. Can I answer it in the chat or just answer it now?
Go ahead and answer it now, Zach. We'll close out with this last question.
All right. So his question is, he's very interested in e-commerce, but would like to know the difference between drop shipping and e-commerce, and which one will be more profitable. So drop shipping is basically you wouldn't have the inventory, but you would be selling the products online. Typically, you would have not a merchandiser. What is the word I'm looking for, Angel? Vendor. Yeah, you'll have your own vendor and basically be selling products through that vendor. E-commerce would be more like your own inventory. You'll have your own inventory on site and basically be shipping your products from on site. More profitable. I can't really speak to that. It really just depends on your business.
Yeah. I don't think one's more profitable than the other. It's more of a space issue. My thing is, so if you do not want to handle the actual fulfillment of an order, having to package it up, send it out, just print out shipping labels, drop shipping is a great option. You're just facilitating the sale of the product, and then that information gets sent to your vendor and they fulfill the order. If you have a product, say you're making your own custom shirts, this would be outside of a vendor like a Printify or anything like that. So say I'll use another product, maybe some ceramics or something. You actually physically have to have that inventory in your warehouse, home, or whatever, and you are fulfilling those orders. So you're printing out the shipping labels, you're packaging them up, waiting for the FedEx guy to have, come by and pick them up. So it in time and effort, it is a lot more effort to have like a physical e-commerce store. But it all comes down to the product. And that's where that knowing who you're selling to and that those SEO tips will come into, because no matter what you're selling, you have to know who you're selling to and how to sell that product.